So I just came back from watching the Superman movie with Null and Raid.
Hello?
So, peace.
This is new Superman. Didn't think I'd see the day. I thought DC was going to keep going with their...
It sure seemed like they were going to keep going with their pretty dog
whatever
shit.
they had
the
going
DCU.
on.
Whatever they had going on, the Superverse.
But you know what? I think I actually liked this movie.
I thought they did okay.
But let's go a little bit further into it. Mm-hmm. Of course, we're gonna do our spoiler-free section first, and then we're gonna dive into spoilers.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll start us off. I think my overall feelings on the movie is that it's a movie I really liked, but I wanted to love it, and I just didn't love it. You know? And I feel like it's a movie that a lot of people are gonna love, but I just can't. And I think a big part of that is that, for me, like, the best way to summarize it, it's like the sequel to a Superman movie that we didn't get.
Right.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know. I just wish that there were certain things about it that were a little bit more fleshed out when it comes to Superman, but they just weren't really, because we're more interested in setting up like a new universe. Yeah.
Superman and Friends.
It felt like they were in a rush to establish this Superman. It's like DC didn't learn from
their
previous venture
mistake.
Exactly. You know, they tried to rush the Justice League, and then now they're rushing Superman.
Yeah.
They're rushing the Justice League again.
Yeah, in a way. The Justice Gang. But the problem really here is, you know, like Raid said, is like we're missing a whole Superman movie.
Yeah.
And you know what this kind of feels like? It feels like the Spider-Man Insomniac game, where the world was already established. And like, don't get me wrong, people love that Spider-Man, but I feel like if you're gonna establish a whole new universe, like, you should kind of start from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Superman Year One.
Yeah. Or at least, I don't know, man, like, at least establish like 5 minutes for the backstory.
Yeah. I think it's like a lot of the movie feels focused on wanting to show you what this universe is about.
Yeah.
But the problem is, this movie's called Superman. Yeah. It's not called DC Universe or Justice League or whatever.
It's quite literally just called Superman.
If this was the second movie, like you said, I'd actually have a higher regard.
I think I would like it a lot more, because I'd feel like I was already invested in the character. Like, I'd already seen him go through like a solo outing.
Right.
And then now we're getting a little bit more of a expanding his world. But as it stands now, like, it's not bad. I liked it. I had a lot of fun, but, you know, it's I wanted to really love it, and I just didn't.
I agree with Raid. I wanted to really like it. I wouldn't say I wanted to love this movie, because I don't love Superman personally, but my expectations were a little bit different than what ended up actually happening.
Yeah.
And I think for what we got, it was fun. I had a fun time watching the movie.
I think we all enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
But I think we have to make the difference here between I enjoyed the movie versus I think the movie was well written.
Yeah.
Because I don't
think it was well written. I think there's well written scenes in it.
Yeah.
But I think the script is a little messy in that it jumps around certain stuff, and it doesn't really have a certain focus on something, which, like, it's weird. Like, like I said, the movie's called Superman. I would feel like that's the focus of the movie, and at times it is. And when it is the focus, it's really good. I love it, but it's just not enough. I needed more.
You know what I did think was good? The casting was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I have no complaints.
Listen, the Superman, he's no Christopher Reeve, right?
No.
But actually, I think he might be like second or third place for me.
I don't know. I watched the old Superman movies before watching this one. I think I still probably like Christopher Reeve a little more, but I think this one is. I think he was perfect. For me, that is Superman as far as I'm concerned.
He ended up growing on me.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just because of how much grittier Henry Cavill's was, this might actually be my second favorite, because he has that friendly face.
Yeah. You look at him and you like understand why people would find him comforting. You know?
And you know what? The rest of the cast was nice. The Lex Luthor, I mean, that's really the best live action Luthor I think we've gotten.
I completely agree.
I agree. Yeah. That might be the best.
That's not a high bar.
It's not a high bar.
And also, I don't think we have watched like other live action. Like, we haven't watched like Superman and Lois or Smallville.
Sure, we haven't. Yeah, okay. So, disclaimer: we haven't watched every single piece of Superman content.
So fake fans. We don't know.
So like as far as of like what we've watched, he's probably the best one. I mean, like you said, it's really not that high of a bar to clear because Gene Hackman was good for the time, but he has not been that well.
Yeah, I never had a problem with him.
Yeah,
but man, that Superman the animated series,
I
they
know.
set the bar so
high. I know.
Dude.
It's so hard to compare to that, you know. Yeah. And I don't think Nicholas Hoult, the actor who plays him here, gets to that level. But I mean, he has the same characteristics that Lex has, where he's insanely jealous of Superman. He'll do whatever it takes to take him down. It doesn't matter how many people he has to sacrifice to do it. He'll do it because he wants to kill Superman at all costs. Yeah.
He's awfully evil in this movie.
That is true.
He is insanely evil.
Like Lex Luthor in the animated series, and I'd even say some comic adaptations. He's a bad guy.
But he tries to come off as good.
As a good guy. And he really wants to kind of be a good person to the eyes of the people.
Yeah. At least on the outside.
He wants to appear like he's a good person.
In this movie, I don't know if this is too much of a spoiler, but he doesn't give a shit.
I don't think that's
I don't think that's a spoiler. I think that's pretty fair to say. Yeah,
he doesn't care who he's pissing off.
No, it's pretty clear throughout the entire movie that if anybody gets in his way, he'll just kill him.
Yeah.
Lois was pretty good. Mm-hmm. She's not maybe as snarky as I would have wanted her to be.
She has her moments, I think.
She has she has a
quips. And then there's Jimmy, which I feel
Jimmy was
great. Yeah, might have been the best Jimmy.
Yes. Yeah,
I think
live action Jimmy.
It does. Everything with him was really funny. I think it's the aspects of the humor in the movie that really work for me are those scenes with Jimmy because they're so awkward, but they're so funny.
I think if you really need a comic relief character, it's got to be
Jimmy also.
Yeah. But speaking of the humor, this movie has a lot of it. And I will actually say this movie's pretty funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Probably the funniest Superman movie we've gotten. But is that a good thing?
Is it a good thing?
I don't know. I'm a little mixed on it. I think when the humor works, it's funny and I don't mind it. But there's a lot of scenes that have this really emotional aspect to them. And then they just get undercut with a joke. I feel like that's a trademark of James Gunn. I'm starting
to be funny.
Yeah, I'm starting to really get tired of that. I didn't mind it so much in Guardians, right? Because that's kind of the whole vibe. Yeah, they're just goofy guys. But
this felt like a Marvel movie. A lot of instances.
It did, and it's probably because it's James Gunn making it. But yeah.
You know what? It didn't have the Marvel quips. What I mean is Superman's not oh, they're right behind me, aren't they? Or
he made a few, but
he did make a few, but I feel they're in character. I don't think they're anything that takes away from him. Yeah.
It was funny. The scenes that made me laugh actually made me laugh. A Marvel movie, that humor will make me chuckle, and I'll be haha, yeah, I got it. But this movie actually had me.
That's true. It had good funny moments.
Yeah, belly laughing a little bit.
Yeah. There was a lot of moments where I was really into it, into the comedy. So.
I
want to point out one last thing before we get into the spoiler section, and it's the music. So
forgettable.
Really? Okay.
I was really excited actually because they were bringing back the old song, but then parts of it are incomplete and it sounds the same throughout because it's not actually supposed to be the same notes, right? It has the whole da, na, 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 na.
Yeah.
The soft parts, the romantic part, and they don't have any of that from the old Superman song.
Yeah,
they play the theme song 20 freaking times.
Yeah,
they do play it a lot, but they don't play the full thing.
But they don't play the full thing. Yeah, exactly, and that really bothered
they play
me.
remix versions. I think one part of the score I really like is the use of guitars because there is a guitar rendition of the
I know what you mean.
Oh yeah,
and that was good. That was
a
really good scene, I think.
But there could have been more variation and more. I don't know. They literally cut out the most heroic part
from
the main theme.
They did. Yeah.
Was, dun, dun, dun.
There's certain parts where it kind of shows up, but it's not the full triumphant thing. Yeah.
It's that's the best part of the song. What are you doing?
One other thing I'll say, the score itself, like the licensed music that they give to them. It's very forgettable.
I did not like the music that they have. I guess this, I don't know if this gets into the spoiler section or anything, but like the song at the end, I guess that was like the one like licensed song that I kind of enjoyed.
There's a scene in the movie, and I'm not gonna spoil it, obviously. Yeah. But it's a licensed song, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very James Gunn scene.
It is. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And there, there's action going on, and it's like this is Guardians of the Galaxy.
But it's exactly. Like it is that scene in specific felt a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. I get maybe I'll say it during the spoiler section.
Yeah. Well, which we might as well get to now. So
we're here.
Spoiler warning. Yeah. Our overall thoughts. We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Has writing problems.
Yeah. It does have writing problems.
Overall thoughts.
It's good.
So now let's go to the spoiler section.
If I want to start with the positive, okay? The scene with Pa Kent is so good.
Yeah, that's top.
That is top tier Superman. I love that scene so much.
It's what Superman represents.
Yes.
His father is Pa Kent.
Yeah,
his role model.
Yeah,
and they actually emphasize that this man is his role model.
Yeah,
I really love that scene, and if it was just a bit longer, I would put it up there with like Aunt May's speech.
Oh yeah, yes, the Aunt May's speech.
It was really short though.
Yeah,
from Spider-Man
it wasn't that long. Yeah, but like what we got was just perfect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was so good.
You know what made it great too? It wasn't cut by like a funny scene.
Yes.
Like
oh man,
some gag. They let it ride.
That's like those are the moments when the movie's at its best. It's when it takes itself seriously and like just lets the emotion hang, doesn't undercut it with some lame ass joke.
Yeah, he like tells Superman like, by the way, you need to take a shower. You smell bad.
Yeah, like if they had done that, it would have ruined it. Man.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and I love it.
Yeah, so that scene was great.
Yeah,
I will say a scene that I liked, but I feel like they didn't do enough with it was when they send Superman to the dimensional prison.
Yeah,
right.
There was no cameos. Maybe
we were talking about how imagine Lobo being in this prison,
and it wouldn't have made any sense because of how fucking powerful he is. But it just felt like even like lesser villains, I guess. Like I don't know, what's his name, the freeze guy from Flash.
Captain Cold.
Captain Cold. I don't know. So something like that. But it was very. Like, okay, you're in prison and there's like regular people around you, and you happen to be in the same prison as what's his name, Element Man.
Well, yeah, they call him Element Man in the movie, but his like hero name is Metamorpho.
Yeah.
And then that kind of reminds me. There's a lot of like obscure characters in this movie.
Yes, there is.
Which is kind of a good thing.
It is. Yeah, I think. The standout for me is Mr. Terrific. Like he is so good.
He was so good in this movie. Yeah.
And I have like no idea who that is, honestly.
James Gunn has a bit of a talent, or I guess a taste in like lesser known heroes and villains. Like take Suicide Squad, the one that he made.
Yeah.
Wants to put some spotlight on some comic book characters that you wouldn't care about, and he finds a way to make you care.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
I kind of knew about him, but I didn't care about him. And this movie made me feel like I'd like to see more of this character.
No, like immediately after I saw it, I was like,
damn, about to go look up
I need to look up some comics.
You and everyone else.
Yeah.
I think that Green Lantern is fucking ugly.
Listen, this is probably a bias because I really would have preferred it being Hal.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's all right.
I thought he was funny.
I thought he was funny.
Yeah, I thought he was funny.
But I feel like he could have been Hal, and it wouldn't have made a difference.
He probably wouldn't have been as obnoxious.
No, Hal's obnoxious.
Well, not as obnoxious as this guy. Like I'm kind of glad it was Guy Gardner because I don't feel like I wouldn't want that to be like the version of Hal we got.
The middle finger part was very in character.
Yeah.
It had been Hal though.
Okay.
Oh yeah. And they kind of make Guy a bit of a joke in this movie. What I mean is
he's a dumbass.
He feels like an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't feel very powerful either. Like Hal does some crazy stuff with his ring. This dude is putting oven mitts on like a kaiju. He's like, I'm doing something, man. Like, I'm putting work in. There was like a scene.
They made it a joke.
They made it a joke.
Oh, the eyeball.
And it's like
he's
poking the eye with like the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
It was a very funny scene, but I was like, man, he feels like very comedic. Like even Hal takes fights seriously.
Yeah. Well, he kind of took a back seat. Him and Hawk Girl.
I'd say Hawk Girl
She
more.
was like the least relevant out of them.
She had like maybe 3 scenes in the entire movie, I think. Yeah, she was not really in it at all.
So they are obviously trying to establish the Justice League in this movie.
And weren't they in the trailer?
They were.
Okay, but they didn't call them the Justice League. You almost could have figured like they were going to be in the movie, but they were all separate from each other. But they're a group already called the Justice Gang, and they actually have the Hall of Justice in the movie.
They're making it. They're in the middle of making it.
They're like building it.
Yeah.
I really thought by the end of the movie, like maybe Metamorpho, he was gonna be like, what about Justice League? And you're like, dang, that's a good name.
Instead they kind of just played on the Justice Gang joke. They're like, oh man, I love Justice Gang. And then Hawk Girl's like, oh my god, dude. Moving like, and I'll let you guys speak too, but moving like back into like the spoiler territory, I actually think that Lex had a pretty decent motive in the movie. It's very Lex Luthor of him to want to be king of a country.
Yeah.
And like the whole thing about him trying to help another country invade this country, and they make it seem like it's a conflict with Superman, like Superman's getting into business that he has no business being in. But it turns out the whole time Superman did something good. Or he tried. He had good.
Well, it was like it was something where like he's doing what he thinks is good. It has like certain unintended effects, but it's all because it's Lex pulling the strings behind the back. Yeah.
Which I did like Lex in this movie. I did like how he was like creating the orders for Bizarro, who
he's in the movie.
He's in the movie.
That's not Bizarro actually.
That's not Bizarro.
It's Ultraman.
Who's Ultraman?
From what I saw, it's like a clone of Superman from like an evil, he's like an evil clone of Superman.
How many clones are you gonna have, bro?
But like,
it should have been Bizarro.
Yeah. I mean, it might as well have been because that's like the whole twist is that it's a clone of him.
I get. Well, either way, my whole thing though was the fact that really Superman never truly outsmarted Lex, like with the whole like fighting technique. Like he had to destroy the cameras to win. Yeah. Right. So like that still shows that like Lex is like really intelligent.
Yeah, he's really
he didn't
smart.
just get outsmarted like easily or anything.
Right. No, he got like he's honestly kicking his ass. Like like Superman got his ass kicked a lot in
crazy
this movie.
Shit.
Yeah.
The girlfriend, like Lex's girlfriend, or like should I say Jimmy's girlfriend?
Oh my god.
You know what? It was
Lex is a cuck.
He is. It was very surprising. Like they make her out to be such a freaking bimbo.
Well, she is a bimbo,
but she's actually really smart.
Well, I don't.
Oh yeah, with the whole picture thing. I have to admit that foreshadowing was actually
we
top
see her in
that
the
was
movie
pretty good.
taking selfies and everything, and it's like
so it's like
she's just being stupid and doing this stupid
but it's like
shit,
no, she's actually fucking taking evidence. It's fucking crazy.
And she gives it to Jimmy.
Why is she so hooked on Jimmy though? Like
I think that's the joke throughout.
Why is he so rizzed up?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's the whole joke through the movie is that like Jimmy just like. Every girl that sees him is just into him for some reason.
Yeah. So one of the other side conflicts of the movie, the dark dimension eventually grows and it infests Earth.
Right. It starts taking over Metropolis.
It's like forming a black hole.
Yeah.
How can I put it? It felt very underwhelming thing. It felt underwhelming because it's like the movie needed conflict somehow.
So they were like, we gotta tack this in.
Marvel does it all the time. throw that in. And it was alright.
Yeah, I felt like it was the thing that was destroying the city, and technically that was actually what was causing the most havoc, but I felt the least threatened by it in the whole movie.
Yeah.
They also do a good job like moving away from like action and everything. Lois and Superman or Clark's relationship is actually
I liked it a lot.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But it kind of what we said earlier where it's like we kind of missed.
We missed the movie.
Yeah, because it's like because they're already dating.
And she knows she
already knows he's Superman. Yeah.
I feel like we needed a movie.
That's what I mean. It's like there's so many moments where I'm like, damn, I wish I had seen that instead of being told that that's what's going on. You know.
And you know what? I almost feel like that interview scene, it was only put in so that we could get a Lois interviewing Superman scene because we weren't going to get one otherwise.
Yeah.
They had to throw that in.
So they had to throw that in.
They played it off like as a comedic scene, and it was, but they actually started like kind of creating like a relationship conflict with like what Superman believes he's doing is right. And she's kind of actually challenging that.
Well, yeah, she's more of like a skeptic, right? Yeah. So like, and then like Superman's just like a huge optimist. He just believes everyone is good.
But it's interesting because like they're in an established relationship.
Yeah.
But they're kind of like treating this like she just found out he was Superman, and now she's like interviewing him and like testing him and everything. It's like, did you try testing him before this?
Which, speaking of that. Yeah. They never really resolved that. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, Lex was behind it all, so anything Superman did wrong, we're throwing it under the rug.
And actually that leads into like a huge like kind of negative that I have. Why did they change the origin?
Oh my god. And Superman's parents are not good people.
Yeah, I guess they're evil.
Apparently. I mean, we don't know if that's bullshit or not, but because of the scene at the end of the movie where he changes the recording to like, you know,
to his parents,
like his adopted parents. They make it seem like, oh, well, you know, fuck them, I guess.
Yeah, he's like moved on. Yeah. But it's like how you said that like at the end they kind of just forget about like all the bad stuff that came out about Superman. Yeah. It's like that whole thing with like his parents being evil is a really big thing that I feel like I wanted some resolution and there just wasn't. It just gets dropped.
People aren't just gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
I was also referring to the stuff of like, you know, Lois saying like, oh, you didn't get approval from this or anybody. You know, you're just doing things from your own rules. And and that was never resolved because at the end of the movie, Lex was behind everything.
Yeah.
So then it was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter, I guess.
She stopped caring.
You know? And that was the whole reason they were fighting in the first place, right?
Yeah. It's because like Superman was like, well, this like government's obviously evil, and she's like, well, I don't know that. I think they are, but I don't know it for sure. Yeah.
Like, imagine if that had been a legitimate situation, right?
Yeah.
And so that doesn't really resolve that relationship issue that they potentially have.
Yeah.
They just kind of, you know, make up at the end of the movie because they're like, oh, the world is saved and happily ever after stuff.
Had the Lois and Superman kissing while flying.
I thought, like, in terms of like little Easter eggs that I noticed, I think one, like, I don't know how much of an Easter egg it is because it gets mentioned like directly, but at the end when they arrest Lex and they're like sent his bald ass to Belle Reve. Belle Reve is the prison where like the Suicide Squad is based out of.
Oh
yeah,
I that flew over my head.
Yeah, but we already know James Gunn made his Suicide Squad movie, so I'm guessing maybe like,
it's canon.
Yeah, for this.
Which reminds me.
Peacemaker is in this movie.
Oh, Peacemaker
that
is
little cameo was hilarious.
I couldn't even hear what he said because everybody was cheering.
Everyone was like cheering, and they're like, "Oh, Peacemaker's in the movie."
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, he is. Yeah. We know who Peacemaker is.
Which makes me wonder what's going to be canon and what's not.
Yeah. They're not making it clear if this is like just them rebooting Peacemaker because it's still played by John Cena, or if this is the old Peacemaker.
It's still John Cena, and he still has like the same costume,
same exact
Suicide
costume.
Squad. Yeah. So,
and they're almost establishing it just like, you know, season 1 of the show, which takes place in the DCEU. So I'm a little confused.
I feel like that's something that's probably gonna get resolved in like the upcoming season 2 of Peacemaker, where like they're gonna like somehow integrate this into the new DCU, I guess. I don't know. Personally, I just want the Suicide Squad to be canon because I love that movie. So yeah.
In terms of like cameos, there was really no other cameo that I noticed. There was a guy sitting next to me, like every time like there was, I guess, a cameo or like something that referenced the DC comic books, he like pointed at the screen, was like, "Oh!" And I'm like looking, I'm like,
the meme.
Either that or like you could do like the soy checks like pointing back.
I think that's probably more accurate.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. But I didn't understand what he was like excited about because I don't follow that stuff.
Like one that I noticed was like there was like a sign, like a street sign that said like Gotham City on it. Yeah. Like during like the evacuation scene for like Metropolis. Mm-hmm. I'm like that's not really like an Easter egg. It's like, oh yeah, obviously this is like the DCU. There's obviously gonna be Gotham City in it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get a Batman.
Yeah,
it's so obvious especially with them establishing the Justice League. One other character that we didn't talk about, and the trailers do not show what a shithead this little mutt is Crypto.
That's true. He was a bit overplayed at times.
A little bit, yeah. They're really like, oh guys, look, Crypto.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, and that scene at the end.
Another cameo. There is another cameo. Yeah, there is Supergirl.
Oh yeah, that is the big cameo.
Who was just away, I guess. Yeah. Even though she could have like helped
where the hell were you? You could have helped with this.
Apparently partying on a planet with a red sun. But then how did she get back?
I don't know. Someone gave her a ride.
Martian Manhunter
gave her a ride.
You know, one thing they did with her too that I almost found a little disrespectful to like not only Superman but her character is at the end when she's like, later bitch, to Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I don't know. It feels like I have to like see her movie and see what like the characterization for her is gonna be, but it did feel weird. It's just like, why?
It did feel like a parody at times. Yeah. And that was especially one scene that made me feel that.
Felt like a parody.
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps up our viewpoints on it. We enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
But it had its issues.
It was not a perfect movie,
but it's a fun movie.
It's a fun movie.
I'm over here with like my Superman cup over here.
And a Superman popcorn
bucket. We both got a bucket.
Very cool, cute theme.
Yeah, it's like if you go see this movie, you're gonna have a fun time. I just don't think it's like an amazing movie, and I guess I wanted it to be because I've liked all of James Gunn's previous stuff. Like I love all 3 Guardians movies. I really love the Suicide Squad, but this is probably like my least favorite of his like superhero movies. Which is, doesn't say that like it's bad. It's just it was okay.
I'm still hopeful for the next one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.